This could kill airlines and make billions. What if I told you airlines, as we know them today, could be disrupted within the next decade, not by a bigger airline, not by cheaper tickets, but by something most people still don't fully understand? Electric aircraft. Right now, while most people are focused on AI, crypto, and real estate, a new transportation revolution is quietly taking off. And the craziest part is, the companies leading it today could become the next trillion-dollar giants tomorrow. Because this isn't just about planes, this is about controlling how people move. And wherever people move, money follows. Welcome back to Behind the Money, where we break down how the biggest opportunities in the world are built, and how you can get in early. Today, we're talking about electric aviation, 3 companies, billions of dollars at stake, and a future that could completely change how we travel forever. But before we get into the companies, you need to understand something most people overlook. Traditional air travel is incredibly inefficient. Airlines spend billions on fuel. Maintenance is complex and expensive. Airports are crowded, slow, and often far from where you actually need to be. And for short-distance travel, flying doesn't even make sense half the time. You spend more time waiting than actually moving. Now imagine a completely different system. No long security lines, no massive airports, no unpredictable fuel costs, just fast, direct electric-powered travel. This is where everything starts to change. Because electric aircraft flip the entire business model. They cost less to operate, they require less maintenance, and they open the door to something much bigger. Short-distance air travel becoming normal, like calling an Uber. But in the sky, think about that for a second. Instead of sitting in traffic for 2 hours, you could be in the air and arrive in 20 minutes. That's not just convenience. That's a completely different economy. Because when time becomes cheaper, people move more. And when people move more, companies make more money. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Electric aircraft don't need massive airports. They can operate from smaller landing zones, closer to cities, closer to people, meaning the entire infrastructure of travel could change. And that opens up a global opportunity. Cities with heavy traffic, island nations, remote regions, places where roads are slow or don't exist at all. Electric aviation could connect all of it. And the companies that figure this out first could control a massive piece of the future. So let's break down the 3 companies racing to make this happen. First, Joby Aviation. Joby isn't just building an aircraft. They're building an experience, a system, a platform. Their vision is simple. Tap your phone, get picked up by an electric aircraft, and fly across the city. No traffic, no delays, just movement. And here's why that matters. Because Joby isn't trying to compete with airlines. They're trying to replace short-distance travel entirely. And if they succeed, they don't just make money from tickets. They make money from the entire network. Ride pricing, premium routes, subscriptions, city partnerships, even data. Because once you control movement, you control behavior. And companies will pay for that. Now zoom out even further. Joby isn't thinking small. They're looking at global expansion. Major cities around the world are already preparing for air mobility. Places like Dubai, Los Angeles, and parts of Asia, where traffic is a daily problem, are actively looking for solutions, and Joby wants to be first. But being first isn't always enough. Which brings us to Archer Aviation. Archer saw the same opportunity, but they chose a different path. Move fast, partner early, scale quickly. They've aligned themselves with airlines, giving them something powerful: customers, distribution, and immediate credibility. Because if you already have millions of travelers, you don't need to convince people to use your service. You just plug into what already exists. And here's where it gets interesting. Archer isn't just building aircraft. They're building connections. Airport to city, city to city, tourism, business travel, luxury transport. And once those routes are established, they become incredibly valuable because movement is one of the most profitable industries in the world. But there's a third company, and this is where things shift, because while everyone is focused on flying people, this company asked a different question. What if the real money isn't in the planes? Beta Technologies. Beta isn't chasing hype, they're building the foundation. Cargo, medical transport, military contracts, and most importantly, charging infrastructure. Because here's the truth most people miss. None of this works without power. Electric aircraft need charging, and if you control the charging network, you control the industry. It's the same play Tesla made. Don't just build the product, build the system everything depends on. And Beta is already expanding, building stations, partnering with logistics companies, positioning themselves as the backbone of electric aviation. And here's the long-term play. Even if other companies win, they might still depend on Beta. Now think about that. Owning the roads instead of just the cars. And when you combine that with global demand, the opportunity gets even bigger. Developing countries, island regions, emergency services, military logistics, places where speed matters and infrastructure is limited. Electric aircraft could become essential. And essential industries are where the biggest money is made. So now we're back to the big question. Who wins? The company building the air taxi network? The company scaling through partnerships, or the one quietly building the foundation behind everything? The truth is, we don't know yet, but we do know this. The advantages over traditional aviation are too big to ignore. Lower costs, faster travel, cleaner energy, new routes, new business models, and an entirely new way to move people and goods. This isn't just innovation. This is disruption, the kind that creates new billionaires and new industries, and just like the early days of the internet or electric cars. The biggest opportunity comes before it's obvious, before it's proven, before everyone believes in it. So the next time you're stuck in traffic or waiting at an airport, ask yourself one question. What if the future of travel is already here? And most people just haven't noticed yet. Because the people who see it early are usually the ones who benefit the most.